In the previous video, we have marked the entry points in the gold where we can buy, but as you can see that there is a more structure and we have to also mark that structure so that we can look for the entries in the recent time frames, because TradingView free plan does not allow us to go far back. So we again have to mark the next structure. So what's happening in the market next? This was the first pullback. Market broke it to the downside and also tap on this unmitigated PY. So we can also look for a buy at this point, and this is again the breakout structure at this point. And after the breakout structure, where you can buy again. This is the first pullback. Market break below this point, and after that, where is your unmitigated PY? This was your first unmitigated PY at this point. Like at this point, you can buy at this point when the market tap on this point, but this PY was failed, and then again market moved to the downside and mitigate something to the downside and also swept the liquidity of this pullback at this point. So you can again buy far at this point. And this is the recent high. At first time it was just a liquidity sweep, but again market moved to the upside. Now again at this point, this was the first pullback. Market sweep this pullback and you can look for a buy, but market move to the downside and break below the downside. Now if you want to sell at this point, you again need for the recent high to be broken by the market, but at this time market has turned bearish in the 15-minute time frame. Now when you can sell? When market break above the first high. At this point market hasn't broken above the first high in any of the ways, so you have to play in the internal structure or a lower time frame structure if you want to sell. But at this point market has broken above the first pullback. This was your first pullback. Market broke above this point, so you can look for a sell. So when you can sell, you can sell based on this unmitigated order block. Market tap on this point and you can sell. This was a short term reaction, but again market same time broke below these highs and lows and respected this unmitigated order block in the 15-minute time frame and moved to the upside. And in the same way, market again continued to move to the upside and it broke below the previous highs, which were at this point. So you can look for at this point in the lower time frames, like at this point. This is your point where you can buy. And why you can buy? Because it has also swept the liquidity of this pullback at this point. Now again market moved to the upside and this is the breakout structure. And after the breakout structure, you can again wait for market to take out the recent lows. These are the recent lows. Market take out this liquidity and tap on this unmitigated order block and move to the upside. And again in the same way, market broke below this low and tap on this unmitigated PY at this point, and you can look for a buy. And this is again your breakout structure. And after the breakout structure, you can again wait for the market to break below the first pullback, which is at this point. Market break below this first pullback and you can look for a buy on this unmitigated order block. Market tap on it, give a reaction, then failed. Now you can look for a sell because market has also broken below the recent major low. So this is a first high. Market break above this point and tap on this unmitigated order block, so you can look for a sell at this point. And again market break above this high and also swept the liquidity of this high, so you can again look for a sell at this point. Now how you can take entries at these point which we have marked the liquidity sweep and order blocks. We will now move to the 1 minute time frame and look for the entries. Okay, this was the first area where you can look for a sell. Market has swept the liquidity at this point. Now how you can sell? First of all, when market break the first low, this becomes the change of character, and after the change of character you have to wait for the inducement if liquidity hasn't been swept. But at this point market has already taken out the liquidity of the previous pullback in the lower time frame, so we do not need inducement in order to buy or sell at this point. So you can look for the unmitigated order block or order flow, or you can also take the direct entry when market break below the recent pullback, which is at this point, and put the stop loss just above this point and target the recent low, which was at this point. But you do not need to keep all your trade open till the TP hit. You can also take partials along the way so that you can be profitable even though your stop loss hit. Now at again, this was the recent order block, market tap on this point. Now at this point, this was a first pullback broken by the market. So this is the shift in the structure in the lower time frame. Now we again need valid inducement or a liquidity sweep, but market hasn't swept the liquidity till this point. This was a liquidity sweep by the market. Now when market sweep the liquidity at this point, you can look for a sell, and market also created a single candle order block at this point, but this is not the high probability because market can again move to the upside. But you can look for the low risk entry, like you can decrease your capital size based on this order block, entry, and target the recent lows and also book the partials along the way. So this was your trade. And again, market, when market tap on this point, we do not know that whether market is bullish or bearish. So we again market break the first high, so we think this is a change of character and wait for the market to grab the liquidity which is at this point. And market grab the liquidity at this point and hasn't created any single candle order block or something of that nature. But when market break above this first pullback, you can look for a buy. So you buy at this point, put the stop loss just below this point and target the recent high which was at this point. So this is your stop loss hit, because no strategy can guarantee you the profits 100% of the time. Okay, and again, this was a bullish structure for us, so we can look for a buy at this point. So how we can buy? Market tap on this unmitigated order block. This was a first high broken, so this is the change of character, and after the change of character we wait for the market to take out the inducement. So this point, the inducement, market broke below this point, and after that market moved to the upside. So this was the last POI where we can buy. Market tap on this point, so we can look for a buy at this point and put the stop loss just below this point and target the recent high which was at this point. And you should also take the partials along the way. Now again, this was again the previous order block, market tap on this point, and as you can see that market already swept the liquidity of the previous pullback, so we do not need inducement in this case. And market also break above the recent first high which was at this point. So this is the change of character, and after the change of character, market has already taken out the liquidity, so you can look for a buy directly. So when you can buy, there is a no POI for us to buy, and this is the only POI where you can buy in the lower time frames. But market hasn't tapped on this point, so as you can see that this was also the internal high lows which liquidity was swept by the market, and market also broke above the recent high which is at this point. So this is the area where you can buy if market close above this point. So this is the buying place, this is your stop loss, and you can target the recent high which is at this point. Now again, market move to that, if we move to the backside, you can see that this is also the first pullback broken by the market at this point. So this is a change of character, and after the change of character you wait for the market to take out the inducement. So market hasn't, as you can see that this was the inducement, market take out the inducement and also break above the first high which is at this point. So you can look for a buy at this point. This is your buying point. When the market break above this point, this is your stop loss at this point, and you can target the major high at this point. Now again, if you move to the backside, this was the next POI where you can look for the buy at this point. Market has already swept the liquidity of the previous pullback, so we do not need inducement in order to buy or sell, and also break above the first high which is a change of character. And after the change of character, even though market has created a liquidity at this point, but we do not need that, and tap on this unmitigated imbalance at this point, so we can look for a buy at this point also based on this candle, and put the stop loss just below this point and target the recent high. So where is the recent high? Recent high is at this point, like at this point. So in this way you can take entries in the gold, and you can also plan the sell side entry, because this was a bearish POI. In the first attempt, gold has already given us the entries, like we can sell at this point. This was the unmitigated order block, market tap on it, and we can sell at this point. This is the entry, this is the stop loss, and this trade was our profitable, but it again moved to the upside and hit our SL. Now again, if we think that market where we can sell, market has again taken the liquidity at this point, and after taking out the liquidity we can sell. But if you need more confirmation, this was again the liquidity, market tap on this point, this was the unmitigated PY at this point, but this is the unmitigated imbalance. Market tap on this point, this is a single candle order block, we can sell at this point, this is the stop loss, and you can target the recent low or unmitigated order block which is to the bullish side. In this way you can take entries in the gold, and the process remains the same when you take entries in the gold. I hope you have learned many things from this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe this channel, and also follow for the more such content.